Gotta come clean, folks. I love to laugh. It's right up there with to live and to love. That's why I've plastered those words all over my house. And that's why today I'm gonna be reviewing your comedy short films, critiquing them, breaking them down, see what you did right, see what could have been stronger. And I have 4 comedy short films here, and they're gonna increase in runtime and production value. I've taken a peek just at the first 10 seconds or so of each one, so I'm gonna be just as surprised as you are, and I sure hope I get to laugh. Let's jump into the first one, The Haunted Lamp, submitted by Colin Abrams. And I've already pulled up that tab, let's do it. There it is.
Alright, that's the last of it.
Finally.
Who could that be? Oh, howdy.
Hey! Hey, welcome to the neighborhood.
A lot of cuts.
Yeah, I'm calling my...
Yeah, so here's a welcoming gift. Welcome to the neighborhood.
I had some fun.
I like it. The 40 winer sucked again. Huh. That lamp there's acting a bit quirky.
Audio needs a lot of work here.
You know, I just remembered I have to go help my friend with something.
Women. Alright.
Also a lot of out of focus shots. Little cut in the music there.
Yellow.
Hey babe, are you still alive?
Yep. There it is, The Haunted Lamp. Okay. All right. This reminds me of the kind of thing that me and my friends would make in like middle school, high school. There's really not much of a story. The story is just an excuse to like record a few funny things, like him screaming like a woman, which is very funny. I wonder if that was discovered in post. I don't know. By far the best.
So here's a welcoming gift.
The best part. Right there. I mean, come on. I love it. They had some fun filming this. Let's read a little bit about this before I dive any deeper. Based on a true story. That's it. That's all we got. Colin Abrams, writer, director, actor, editor. So if you look at areas of improvement here, lots of shots out of focus. There's basically no lighting going on. We're definitely just working with whatever was there, from lights in the ceiling, windows, daylight, which is fine, but if you're doing that, you do want to try to think about, okay, maybe I can move the camera in a way where the light that's already there is more flattering. You know, that's kind of what we did with Datsuzoku. We didn't necessarily want to fully light every shot, so sometimes we would just prioritize window light and set our shots according to where the lighting is best, as opposed to making the lighting best wherever we wanted to do our shots. There's lots of cuts here. I would say maybe sometimes too many cuts, but the advantage of that is He's doing a good job with the pacing. It's moving along at an appropriate clip. He's doing a lot with music, but there are times when it's a little clunkily done. We can tell that the sound is not good, which is like always the biggest thing. If you're going to do any sound design work at all, do it in the first 10 seconds of your film, because that's where it's going to make the most impact. It's going to suck us into the film. Once we're invested in the story, we're going to give you a lot more leeway in terms of how good the sound design, the cinematography, all that kind of stuff is. Do the Christopher Nolan following approach, where he made sure the first and last scenes of the film were higher production value, then you can kind of get away with some lower production value stuff in the middle. And I do think there was a big opportunity here. I mean, I always like to just zoom out on whatever the story is, and it's like, okay, we have a story about a haunted lamp that comes and kills somebody, presumably. What's the best thing to do with that? Well, if it's a haunted lamp, shouldn't it be turning off the light in that room, you know? So it's like the only thing illuminating that room and it just goes out. And then you could do a fun gag where he's just sitting there in the dark and then the light comes on from behind him suddenly. It's like right behind him. You know, do some kind of jump scare that's funny because it's a lamp. But, you know, despite all the technical problems, the limitations, some of the more amateur qualities of this film, you don't really need great production value to make somebody laugh with something. I mean, look at TikTok, right? You can have something be funny and work as a comedy without having all of the cinematic stuff put together. I'm interested to see what Colin does in the future, especially if he brings on like a DP, a sound mixer, takes his time with the shoot and tries to get a higher production value thing together. Let's look at the next film now. FROGMAN, submitted by Drew Ellis, also clocking in at 3 minutes long. Very distinctive look for a comedy. Looks like this was shot on 16 millimeter, or it's being heavily emulated to look like 16 millimeter. Is he smoking these cigarettes? Like I'm watching a European art house film. What an insane way to smoke a cigarette. Just went like that. Okay. What do we think of FROGMAN? Well, there is some interesting stuff going on here. Aesthetically, strange. I mean, actually, everything about this is very strange. First shot's great. Probably the best shot in the film. Introduce this guy. He's a drinker. I guess what I'm wondering is, why didn't we go straight from that to him seeing the FROGMAN? Like, what is the purpose of from 18 seconds in to a minute and 20 in? We have a full minute of this 2.5 minute long film where he's just lighting cigarettes And we're cutting to these shots of these beer cans over and over again. I think we kind of get the idea. And then he walks around the park. He sees a man in a frog outfit in a very grainy first shot. I like these little whip pans here. It's fun. And I love the subtitles. But clearly, there was no sound recorded on location. All the sound was done in post. You can really tell at the end with the ADR of this guy spitting out the grass or whatever. I just think we wanted a bigger payoff for this frogman. Honestly, it's really coming across more as like a filmmaking exercise than a story or a comedy or a sketch or anything like that. It's very strange, which I don't mind at all. I kind of like it. I just want some bigger laughs. I want some character development. I want some plot, some stakes in this story, you know. Let's learn a little bit about it. Shot on 16 millimeter. There you go. This was my first time shooting on film. Fun fact, having beer as a prop is expensive, so I went to every frat house on my campus and asked for their empty beer cans. Doesn't get cheaper than that. You got that right, Drew. It doesn't get cheaper than that. But you deprive yourself of drinking an entire case of beer. So I think you played yourself, buddy. But good job shooting on 16 millimeter. It's honestly something I've wanted to do for quite a while and have not pulled the trigger on. That is actually very expensive compared to the beer cans. 16 millimeter film and developing costs are pretty steep. Let's go ahead and jump into our next film. And this one, from the description, sounds very interesting. A man uses puppets to process his own death. 5 minutes long, submitted by Owen Quirian. And this is Stitched.
Are we gonna do something about the knocking?
What knocking?
I could have sworn I heard something.
Okay, now I'm stuck. Can you help me?
If there's a 5 here, then there must be a 5 here.
Oh yeah. So, how you been, John?
All right. Why?
Well, the accident, of course.
What accident?
Here, John. Let me check your temperature. You're worrying me.
Okay, I guess.
This is some great puppeteering. Muppets level quality.
Well, you're all good, John. You have nothing to worry about.
Eat up, John. Your toast is getting cold.
Don't worry, John. It's nothing.
What do you care? You're just a piece of felt with a hand up your ass!
Oh, him?
Framing's a little rough there, bit of a haircut on him.
He's been sleeping for some time now.
Alright, I like where this is going.
Okay. So I've lost it.
Oh, John, you're fine. Don't you remember we had that appointment last week? And...
No, I don't fucking remember that!
Well, surely you remember Clipclorp.
I'm sorry, who? Shut up! Shut up!
Okay, John. I need you to calm down.
He must be still feeling the effects of the accident.
What accident?
You really don't remember?
No, I have no goddamn clue what you're talking about!
Breathe, John. Breathe.
Framing has given him too much of a haircut on some of these shots.
John, no.
Don't leave me, John. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, you see, I've been meaning to talk to you about this piano. You see, we've got a gopher around here, and,
Chickens?
Oh yeah, well you see that's an old theatrical term. A gopher is somebody who have around to go for coffee. Isn't that interesting?
No.
Oh, well, this is copyrighted. I can't show this, but this is a clip from an old episode of The Muppets with Elton John talking to Kermit the Frog on old TV.
He's got an uncle who owns the theater. Please,
Let's hear it.
okay, Scooter, come on in. Get it over with.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
This is also copyrighted. Alright, we're listening to Benny and the Jets by Elton John on an old episode of The Muppets over the credits. I can't show it, but it's a great song. If you guys just want to watch me listening to it and enjoying it. Well, that was great. I loved this. Wow. 3 puppeteers. Owen did the puppet making, the set design. Now this is a bit, I would stay away from giving yourself 15 credits in your own film. Usually it doesn't look great. And we also have a full minute of credits roughly. So about 25% of the film is credits, which it's a bit much. But man, look at all the things he did right on this thing. First of all, super unique. I mean, a lot of people aren't using Muppets or puppets these days. He's got multiple characters. They seem to be like individual people. They're their own characters. They're drawn out a little bit, which is, I get, admittedly a little easier to do with puppet characters because you have to make them look so distinctive. The sound is pretty good. It's good enough, it's got some David Lynchian drones going on. The acting is pretty solid. Nice little color grade when it gets more dramatic and scary here. The sound design on the Muppets just reverberating. You hear the door knocking. See, he OD'd or maybe committed suicide while watching an old episode of the Muppets, and that led to this dying vision. I mean, it's great. Let's look at what he says about it. I hand-stitched and built every puppet featured in the film. The entire process took several months. The drugs at the end match the colors of the different Muppets. This is the film that got me into film school. That's awesome. I love it. I love the attention to detail with the drugs and the puppet colors too. But my favorite thing by far, easily, is this.
Don't you remember we had that appointment last week?
No, I don't fucking remember that!
Well, surely you remember Clipclorp.
I'm sorry, who? Shut up! Shut up!
This almost feels like Rick and Morty with that character. I love it. And if you exclude the credits, you're looking at a sub 4-minute long film here that was funny. It had an actual story that kind of came around at the end. It had characters. It was unique, had its own voice. Well done. I loved it. I'm so glad that you submitted, Owen. And he's going to my alma mater, USC, although he's going to the film school and I did creative writing, but still awesome. Looking forward to seeing what you make out there at SC, Owen. By the way, this video is sponsored by Artlist, the ultimate toolkit for video creators, and something that was very useful for my own comedy short film recently, Witchfish, which is on the channel here. I used Artlist for the music and for the stock footage that I had in the section where she sticks her head in the water and transforms into the sexy witch. And the beauty of Artlist is they give you everything you need to bring your vision to life, from music, sound effects, footage, these awesome AI voiceovers that sound incredible now. It's truly a one-stop shop for quality, royalty-free assets that elevate any project. But one of Artlist's standout features is artboards. So this is a game changer for brainstorming and project building. Just describe what you're working on, your vision for it, in a sentence or two, and Artboard's AI will suggest what it thinks is the perfect music, sound effects, and footage to use in the project. So this is so useful before you even go out and film anything. And you can not only get a jump on post-production by having all this stuff already collected, but it will help you formulate your vision for the project because you already know the tone of the music, the types of sound effects and clips you're going to use, and it'll help you hone in on what shots to get when you're on set. It even lets you share these artboards with your collaborators, making it ideal for team projects. So give Artlist a shot. I've been using them for years. They have plans for everybody. If you're a social creator, if you want the pro license to do client work, I use the Artlist Max plan, which gives you every asset type, including their awesome AI voiceovers, the artboard, all the features. So take your content to the next level with Artlist. Click the link below to learn more and get 2 months free on any annual plan while supporting this channel. Talk about a win-win, huh? It's great. All right, we got our last film, Method to the Madness, submitted by Jay Post. 6 minutes. Let's see what we're in for. Nice colors, titles, music. I feel like they're all working together.
Oh man, not the day for a date. Starting out well already. You can call a counselor, you know, clean this shit up. Fucking guy.
Nice cinematography, lots of camera movements, keeping it moving.
Oh man, they stole my bench. I used to sleep there. Hey, can I borrow $1? I need to get.
No, dude, I'm sorry.
Come on.
I really have to go. I gotta get going.
Nice tracking shots here.
Oh, hey man. Hey, can you spare me any money?
No, man, I can't. I got somewhere to be.
You know, and I've been walking all day, but now I need some food. And if you could really help me out, I mean, like, you look like you're dressed up right now, so it's like you gotta have some money.
I got somewhere to be. No, I'm sorry.
I recognize you. You popular around here? Or I seen you here the other day.
No, man, sorry.
It was today.
Sorry.
I seen you today at my other spot.
This movie has the weirdest energy so far.
Okay, all right.
Oh, thank you so much. You know, $5 would be even better.
Yeah, I'm really sure it would. Yeah.
Is something scary gonna happen? What's gonna happen?
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
$5 fresh from the bank. You know the secret, though, these $5 bills is I could wipe my ass with it. I could crumple it up. And I could stomp it in the ground, tear its edges, but it's still worth $5.
No, it was my first time here, actually.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah? Yeah. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah, some of these are my favorite. My absolute favorite has to be Did you have a favorite?
Yeah. Yeah, I hear that. That's awesome. Yeah.
His sister, the girl who plays his sister in the show. Yeah. I get like her stuff. I guess she's really cute.
Yep, okay.
You almost forgot your straw. There you go.
Appreciate it.
Thanks. Yeah, I've been trying to cut back on coffee a little bit, but it's not going so well.
No?
No.
I try and collect records now, so.
Nice. Me too. I have one too.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of records.
Yeah.
I do have a record player.
I like how we go in and out of the conversation.
I just
Really
love
just
where-
focus on the vibe and the energy
Right.
of the character as opposed to anything that they're actually saying.
Right.
I have to piss.
Let me get that for you, buddy. Oh, don't feel ashamed. Everybody needs help from time to time.
Oh my god.
Ready?
Yep.
Tonally, this short film is just throwing me everywhere. I love it. Ending with the Camus quote. All right. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Method to the madness. A haunted man's attempt to impress a date sends him in a spiral. Jay Post, you killed it, man. You wrote and directed. So there's a lot to talk about with this. First of all, it truly feels like stylistically unique. I don't know how much of that is even intentional or it just kind of like came together that way. But it's got this like drifting kind of moving around energy. I never really feel like I know what the camera's going to do next. It almost is like the camera has ADD or something, and it'll be, you know, on their conversation, and then it'll just be going over to the baristas. Some of this stuff like this, I'm not even 100% sure what it's about. Is it just about the guy being grossed out by how he's doing the whipped cream? That's what it is. Okay, clearly that's what's happening here. He's grossed out about the cloth wiping around the rim. Everything about this short is him being grossed out. For some reason, I was assuming that the entire thing was just the bum kind of rubbing his finger as he took the money, which kind of sets things off. The straw into the glass. Okay, this is all making a lot more sense. Now I am seeing the method to the madness. I think the filmmaker is showing us everything about this, how this character feels with, you know, germs all around him. And wow, I love the escalation throughout. You know, it starts small. And even the beginning, you know, so much energy. Let's see how this started off one more time. So I guess this should have been the first clue. There's cleaning supplies all over the bathroom. There's Lysol cans everywhere. But it just keeps escalating with the grossness, like the barista putting his finger in his mouth, and then the bathroom tornado, and then this, of course, is just, that's what you want, you know. You got to keep raising the stakes throughout the film. And then ending with this quote, which is a sick quote, but in the context of the shot that we just saw, to go with an Albert Camus quote is wild, and it works. I love it. Just really unique, well done. Let's hear a little bit about it. My directing debut. My brother's a cinematographer that now lives in LA. We've shot many shorts together. I usually tend to be in front of the camera. This project we shot where I live in Grand Rapids, Michigan, with a small crew consisting of director, DP, gaffer, boom op / production designer. Okay, so 4 people. The super talented sound designer, composer Andres Diavila found our work on Instagram, contacted my brother, see if we had any projects to collaborate on. I love that. That's awesome. After a month of working with him remotely, I asked if he wanted to grab lunch. Andres then told me he lives in Colombia, so we didn't grab lunch. I'm someone that lives with OCD, and this film explores the funny and stressful situations that OCD can cause. Awesome. That connects. I feel like you took an approach to showing OCD that was a little beyond what somebody without it, who's on the outside looking in, might do, you know, something that's a little more stereotypical. I feel like yours had a little bit more nuance to it. And man, I really enjoyed that. And also this just goes to show you what happens when you get out there and start making films and putting things out there. You can grow your network and start collaborating with people, even on the other side of the world. Andres, who we met, found him and his brother's work through Instagram, and then they collaborated remotely from from South America to here. That's awesome. So big thanks to these 4 filmmakers. You'll find links to all their films in the description. Give them a follow. Submitting your film for critique publicly like this, very scary. If you want to submit your film, go to standardstoryco.com and join my free weekly newsletter, Friday Film Notes. And every week at the end of that email, you'll see a link to submit your film for critique. And hey, if you want to watch another comedy short film, check out Witch Fish on the channel right here. My Halloween comedy short film shot on an iPhone in my house, $1,000. I also broke down how I made it. Hey, just saying, it's here for you. But I'll see y'all next time. Let's make some movies.